We're rolling.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Nerdbuzzed!
Nerdbuzzed doesn't condone the consumption of alcohol by any persons under the age of 21. Please drink responsibly.
Make the image go away, Jack. Hey, welcome to Nerdbuzzed! I'm your host, Marcus Ellinger. With me, as always,
Jeremiah Johnson.
And with us most of the time, and I'm gonna give him a compliment. I'm glad he's back. We're glad you're back, Jack. Welcome back.
Welcome back. It's me. I'm glad I'm back too.
You were struggling a little bit.
I had to do it.
I hit the button. It's just I don't think my mouse is off. Yeah. There's a million excuses why.
You're a little rusty. You've been gone a little while.
Right.
We are glad you're back. I gave you homework while you were gone on a few episodes. I don't know if you looked those things up for us, but I kept giving you things to look up.
I did.
Do it, Jack. Look this up.
Oh, okay.
No, we're glad to have you back. But and we've complimented him already so much that he can't fit his hat on his head.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
That's what's happened.
That's why it's gone. It flew off. I can't see, but my head just keeps going.
It just
the
keeps
expandable
getting
hat.
bigger and
lot of
bigger.
hair.
Yeah.
So the expandable hat doesn't fit anymore.
Yeah.
No. There'll be an episode where Jack's head just gets bigger and finally goes. And he won't even have to hit the explosion button.
That's where we recorded it. The explosion noise is from the future.
Yeah, just like our 200th episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 201st.
Is it
Yeah.
Is it approaching 200?
Oh, we
Not
already
even
did it
close.
while you were gone. I think that's why we did it, right? Because
Yeah.
Jack was gone. Yeah.
200? There's no way.
We had to come back in time and get you because it just wasn't the same without you.
There's no
So
way
are we like the
No, that's right.
what is it, the DC one? League of
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Legend of Defenders or whatever.
No,
yeah.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah,
One of
yeah.
the worst shows I've ever seen. Is my volume? I don't think my volume is up high enough. Legends of Tomorrow is one of the worst shows I've ever seen.
Oh, it's great, dude. The stuff where they rip stuff off is amazing. Did you see the George Lucas episode?
No.
Oh my god.
Now we have to watch it?
I know. I'm going to explain every scene in the show in one sentence. We have to, or I guess not one sentence. We have to disable the tachyon emitter, but you can't do that unless you unless you take the atoms and put them through the quantum loophole and make them
already
go
bored.
at 500 cubes per second. Like, it's just nonsense. They're just saying words that sound like science.
Yes.
So
Thank
anyway,
you. Yeah. We have so much power. So rusty. All right. Well, before we get too far into more shenanigans, which I'm sure will happen, let's go to Jay because I'm really thirsty. I just got off
too.
work.
So we're trying Stone's Scorpion Bowl IPA.
Yes.
I was in the store looking for something that had the independent label, and I only found two things that we haven't tried yet in there that had the independent label.
Okay.
And this is one of them.
What do you mean by independent label?
See the bottom down here? Upside down?
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, it's 7.5%. It is very pale in color for an IPA.
Yes.
And it smells very, 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 very pungent.
Super
7.5?
clear.
7.5.
Yes.
You guys
Super,
got
super clear.
Weak, soft.
Well, I usually drink like a 6.5, and he likes an 8.5, so split the difference.
Oh,
Jeez.
Yeah.
Get over it.
I think I'm only a little bit leery because I got the Stone IPA pack from like Costco, and by the end of that, okay, it's like how many were 30 something beers, right? It's a big case.
Yeah.
By the end of it, they all started to taste like alcohol to me.
Yeah,
was like,
I think their packs are 30 packs.
yeah, and I just remember I kept thinking, it's so alcoholic, which is great because I want alcohol in it, but I also don't want to just taste alcohol. So I'm curious to see if this has that taste.
We'll find out.
Should we find out right now?
Still can't believe how clear that is.
I know. I can see Jack through it. Oh, I just ruined my beer.
What are you drinking, Jack?
I'm drinking Blue Sky. Yeah, this mic is really weird. I'm drinking Blue Sky, like root beer. This is root beer, I guess. And then I have a surprise drink. I think all my fans are going to be really excited that I'm finally reviewing it.
All
I've been
one?
building it up. I've been building it up this whole time.
Wow. Maybe two. That's why it's
I
hat
think
doesn't
this
fit
is
anymore.
possibly going to. You're going to see not only my head explode, but you're going to see into a new dimension that you didn't even think was possible.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going
Nice.
to. Yeah, I'm going to drink the ambrosia of the gods. I'm not gonna spoil it. I think it's just going to be a great episode. But for now, I'm drinking Blue Sky root beer.
Awesome.
Good things to come.
So, to all the nerds,
Yes.
Through all the fuzz.
Bottoms up. Let's get nerd buzzed.
Oh, look it! Did your explosion? Are you happy now?
Never be happy.
It's very crisp.
It is very crisp.
It's pretty light in body and flavor.
It does have that kind of grabs you at the end there with a little bit of that kind of the late hop edition
It's
with
got,
the
actually,
earthy
that
flavors.
would be an early hop edition.
Really?
Thank you.
Oh, I thought that the earthy ones came from a late hop edition.
Maybe
it's fresher.
Maybe the earthy flavors, but that really dark bitter that you're getting comes from the early.
Okay, so it's hoppy. It's safe to say it's
Yes,
hoppy.
it's very hoppy.
But it doesn't really have anything. Like it's just kind of in the back of your tongue. Like it doesn't really hit you right away, and it's not like dragging across my tongue with flavor. It just kind of lingers in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was that another good layman
Yes, that was
breakdown?
that was a really good breakdown. Better than I can describe it. So.
I'm just trying to explain it for everybody else out there that's a little beer retarded. So, Jack, tell us what you think of yours, because now you're back. You get to talk. I promise I won't make you go away.
Oh, okay, thanks. I see.
No, I'm just kidding. Come back.
I was gonna see your hand on the keyboard. That is. At first, I thought it was really gross, like immediate taste. It was a little too toothpastey, minty. I didn't like it. But then it really balanced out. It has a very even coating over like your tongue, if that makes any sense. Like you can feel it all over, and it doesn't make your mouth taste gross at all. It's like the aftertaste is a lot better than the initial sip, and there's almost a little trace
Like the
of,
opposite of Dr. Pepper.
yeah, almost a little trace of caramel in it, which I'm interested about. I'm actually gonna read that. I crushed the bottle, but I'll try and read
We'll go
it.
back in time once again, because that's what nerds do, right? They go back in time.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Marty did it. Star Wars is doing it.
They're going.
Marvel's doing it, right? With Captain Marvel, they're
Yeah.
going back in time. Like
Wait,
all
what?
the nerd stuff's going back in
Yeah,
time.
Captain Marvel takes place in the 90s.
Yeah, it's before everything.
Well, no, I thought you meant I thought it was like time machine. I'm like, that'll be weird. Surprised they didn't do more time stuff in Infinity War.
We'll see. Yet to
Yeah,
come.
yeah,
Yet to
yeah.
come. So, before we get too far, I always like to promote my absolute favorite podcast.
Oh, what's that?
That's Nerdbuzzed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you might have heard of them if you're listening to this. So please subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us there. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All that stuff is Nerdbuzzed. Should be really easy to find us. And if you message us, you can maybe win a swag bag, which would be super cool. Mm-hmm. And we love to get comments from people.
Absolutely.
Like, probably the biggest motivator in the world is to get a comment from someone. So entertain us with your comment, and you can win a t-shirt. Do it, people. And like, share, subscribe. Tell all your friends.
Yes, please
Yes,
do.
banter nerd with us. So, on to today's show. This has kind of been shoved in the back burner a little bit because we've had craziness ensuing for weeks now.
Yes. MCU movie of the year, I think, so far.
Yes.
Being one of them.
Yes. And,
I think the only thing that might top it might be what's coming out next.
yeah, maybe. We'll see. I'm really excited for it. Ant-Man Wasp, right? That's what you're talking about? Yeah. Did I tell you my theory on Ant-Man Wasp?
Are we joking?
No, I think it looks awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really excited
But,
for it.
I don't know if I can really compare to I don't know. Ant-Man, I guess we'll talk about it, but Ant-Man was it's kind of one of the weaker ones. It's like, it's just Paul Rudd being himself.
What? I liked Ant-Man a lot.
did
I
I.
thought it was great. I think as far as the solo, okay, we're going to get into all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
And-
my Ant-Man Wasp theory, okay?
Okay.
What's going to happen at the end of Ant-Man Wasp?
one of them's gonna.
I think we're going to, totally love Wasp and just, they're the best team ever. She's the greatest new character. And then at the very end of the movie, she's going to dust.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what's going to
I
happen,
don't
which is
feel
going to
so
motivate
good.
Ant-Man to, to now be involved in the next Infinity.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
Gotta come out of
Thanos
hiding.
could get hurt
Yeah.
so easily. Like when Thor almost killed him, I was like, oh my god, what? Whoa, I thought he was supposed to be godlike.
Should have aimed for the head.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
guess he did
Yeah.
have that whole movie. That was a good movie.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go watch our review episode. We already talked a bunch about it.
Oh,
But today, we're going to review and talk about our, nerd play
disappointed.
and our anime,
Yep.
right? And so our nerd play was
Trackmania Turbo.
Turbo, yes.
Track Turbo Mania.
Trackmania Turbo.
Turbo Mania
Yeah.
track.
Did you play any of it, Jack?
Totally forgot to download. Okay, so the PS Plus games of the month. I saw Mad Max, and I didn't go back.
Because you're so anti-Mad
Oh
Max.
my god, I hate it. I hate that.
The game, anyway. You don't hate the movies,
Oh, the
right?
movie, the Fury Road, one of my favorite action movies. I think I've already talked about that.
I gotta say, I
Yeah.
picked up Mad Max like 2 days ago.
Yeah? What'd you think of it?
It's not too bad.
The game?
Yeah, I don't mind it at all.
How long have you played it?
4 hours maybe.
Oh, you have
5 hours?
8 days into it.
When I got it, I think
started it 2 days ago. How am I gonna
Yeah.
have 8 days into it? In 2
Because
days?
we go back in time, Jeremiah.
Clearly.
Yes, clearly. Duh.
What else would you spend your time traveling points on?
Well, I don't have
Played
the V.
Mad
I don't have,
Max
I don't have
over
the,
and over.
I don't have the V8 yet, so I can't time travel.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Eventually.
Oh my god, I don't even know. I'm not even a car guy, and that offended me.
I
What?
think
That's like a basis of Mad Max right there.
yes.
Like the very, very original Mad Max.
No, I thought you were making like a you're trying to be like a poser that likes Back to the Future. You're like, oh, just gotta get the V8 to go back in
Oh,
time.
no.
Does the DeLorean even have a V8?
No,
I was
DeLorean's
gonna
a
say it's a
V6
six.
as well.
Not.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's
Well,
a
if
six.
it's not sticking through,
It's a
the
Peugeot
top,
V6.
Um,
I think it's a Peugeot V6. I'd have to look it up again.
I think I paid $750 for Mad Max, and I thought that was a great deal.
Yeah.
And I think for totally free,
Oh,
I think it's a solid game to play free. It's a great single player
Absolutely.
action game. Yes.
It plays a lot, very, very similar to the Tomb Raider and the. It's like a dumbed down version of Tomb Raider and Uncharted.
down. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep
I would kind of
with-
agree with that.
With way better driving dynamics.
Yeah, well, and I think that like when the storms come in, it's super cool. I
Yeah.
like you taking cover on the side on the opposite side of your car that the storm's coming in is pretty sweet. The car upgrades, your outfit upgrades, your fighting upgrades, your base upgrade. Like there's so many things you can level up and upgrade. It's all like cliche single player action game stuff.
So
but
far-
that's fine. It's like a guilty pleasure.
I think so far I've just been pumping everything into melee.
Of course you have.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's
That's
great.
very Jay.
I love just going into a base, into an enemy base, and just walk in and wait for him to stand up there and just like pop pop,
Yeah.
knock him down and then let the next guy block him.
Have you gotten the like quick draw gun that you can shoot in between? Because
I have, but I haven't really used it much. I used it a couple of times. I usually wait for that. Like if I got a guy that's got the got like a melee weapon or something coming after me,
Yeah.
and I'll do the block to him and then blow him away, and then just do everybody else.
Yeah. I think it's better than Trackmania Turbo. I'll say that.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
I thought So
Dude, the only reason
Trackmania
you're
Turbo, that was like your game a while ago, right? That was
No,
like-
that was TTR.
That was tabletop racing.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
which is still my game, and that's a sweet jam. Play it.
Trackmania.
It's not free anymore, but it's probably worth it.
TTR, not TTT.
Track
R.
TMT.
TDR?
TMT.
TMT.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. So, I think as far as the Trackmania Turbo goes, it's pretty bare bones, right? It's like, would you say it's like a Hot Wheels track, kind of? It kind of feels that way a little bit.
Yeah, it's an awful lot like a Hot Wheels track. I think I put it in the same category as I would put the Race the Sun and stuff like that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, even still, I would say Race the Sun is better, I think.
Oh,
It's way more addicting. This, to me, makes me think of one of my biggest complaints about
well, the
the
mechanics.
newest Gran Turismo. 0 license tests, right?
Uh,
I haven't actually played it, but I've heard that.
it's 0 license test, but they have the beginning. They have you doing all the same stuff that you did for the license test as your intro to the game. You just don't
Okay.
get a license.
Do you still get like trophies and stuff for them? Like, do you have to get
Yeah.
that insane gold time?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, it's everything you had to do for the license tests. You just don't have an international B competition license or whatever when you're done.
Yeah. This game is like endless license tests,
Yes.
right? It's time attack. Some of the tracks are longer, but most of them are like, what would you say, under a minute,
Yeah.
right?
It's like 30 seconds is probably your average run.
Yeah.
Most of your physics in this are wrong.
Oh,
No.
they are very arcade.
Very arcade. I mean, you get into this and you run. Wow, you took that to Pound Town
Yeah,
in
I
half,
did.
man.
That's a one-way
I'm
ticket.
really excited for the next week. So wait,
You know where Pound
isn't
Town
it-
is going to end up in the bathroom because you're going to have to pee.
Yeah.
You're going to pull a Marcus and have to pee in the middle of the episode.
But,
isn't Trackmania Turbo Man or whatever? Isn't it like a top-down third-person?
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah.
No.
You can click the stick and go first person if you want.
Yeah, but
Right,
no,
like,
it's not
is it
top down
more-
though. It's from
Oh
the
no
back
no
of
no
the
no
car.
no! Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's
sorry,
over.
I was thinking like the Hot Wheels game.
Oh no. It's not like
okay.
that. But like I said, the
It's
physics.
crazy. Yeah, isn't the point of that game to make like crazy tracks and can you get like
Hey,
helicopters?
Yes.
Can you make tracks?
I made 2 different tracks and played with them and then
Oh,
didn't
nice.
save them.
Huh.
But
Can you make like helicopters and stuff, or can you like fly helicopters?
I don't know.
I
try
didn't get that far.
When I worked at GameStop, I saw the case for it.
Oh, okay.
There was stuff like that.
I think I would be thoroughly disappointed if I paid $60 for Trackmania Turbo.
Oh no way!
Right?
No way!
I definitely recommended it to like 5.
There you go, people. Trust Jack.
Maybe, maybe that's why I don't work at GameStop anymore.
Yeah. For me, it's really crappy because it's also not like Gran Turismo in that you cannot bash into any other cars. You ghost through everything.
Oh yeah, it's all time attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though there's like 20 million
You
cars
versus the
online,
clock.
you can try to bank off anyone, which is my favorite move in a racing game.
Yes,
right?
I'm quite aware.
And you can't do that in this game, and that kind of bummed me out.
I'm quite okay with that.
Yeah, I bet you were. Marcus can't make this one frantic. I'll still try. I'm just gonna totally banter like crazy through the headset. That's the only. That's it. That's my other attack. That's my other go-to move.
It works.
Yeah,
Trust me.
You suck, bro.
Right?
Yeah, that's all you can do.
But no, it was. Like I said, the physics are wrong in it in the fact that if you drive clean, it's actually slower than drifting through every corner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, some of the cars don't drift nearly as well. I noticed.
Yes. But the very first car,
Yeah,
it's all about drifting.
I loved that car actually.
Yes.
That was Marcus' car. Yeah.
That was the one I had the hardest time keeping up with you on.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you beat all my times.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. That is actually kind of cool that it shows your friends' times and you can battle that way. I do like that.
And it wasn't until the second round that I figured that I could actually race your Ghost.
Oh, that is kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's a little bit cool. But again, it's all ghost racing. Ghost is the perfect word for every single competitor in this game.
Yeah.
They're all ghosts because you just can't mess with anyone.
Mhm.
No. Not a big fan of that.
I actually prefer that.
It would be cool if it was like an option to like turn it on or off. At least like especially in the online ones because I did try a couple online races just to see what it's like, and it's the same way. You can't hit anybody.
Oh, but everybody's running at the same time.
Yeah, we're all running, so we're all just in this massive pack on the track, ghosting through everybody, right?
Oh, okay.
So I kind of wish that, like, maybe when you went to play online, that was like a little box you could check to turn on mayhem mode or whatever you want to call it, right? Mania, isn't that the word? Track
Mania.
Yeah, whatever the
Trackmania
game's
Turbo,
called. I think the game's to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
I enjoyed what little bit of it I played, but I don't have any real desire to pick it up again. So
Yeah, me too. Except maybe to beat your times.
good luck. They're
yeah.
there.
Okay.
I think I'm like 26 out of 26 fastest on a couple of them in all of Washington.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay, that's a little bragging rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them are in the 100 something, but you know.
Yeah. That's still pretty good though. That's almost the top quarter.
Probably.
Top third. We'll call it top third.
Top quarter? Wait.
Right? Which is still podium, right? Yeah.
No, wait. You're talking about quarter of 100 because if he's in the top. If he's like
So it
The
tells you,
top quarter
it tells
would
you
be
how many people.
25, right?
And I want to
It's
say,
just shy.
Oh, I thought he was 20. I'm like, Marcus, do you know how?
I want to say Washington.
Don't trust my math either.
I want to say Washington had like 2,200 people, 2,600 people. So,
that was kind of cool too, that you could pick the server for your area and whatever.
Yeah,
It did have some features that were kind of cool, but I think overall, for all the effort they put into all those little things, there were some major points in the game that I think they kind of missed on. But I think overall it's okay. If I were to put a score on it, I think that might be what I'd give it. I'm gonna give it I'll give it a 5.25, just over okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a solid 5.
Solid 5.
Just
Wow.
5. Yeah.
Okay. You actually convinced me to give it that 0.25.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you win there again, Jay.
What were you gonna do before?
5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
What'd you give it, Jack? Since you played it.
69. Just a.
So, so let's move on to our anime, which is Be the Beginning,
Be the beginning.
right? And
Explain.
That's about all the further I made it into it.
what is it? Yeah, that's kind of
Why is the
that's about
title
all I remember.
that?
It's the name of a killer,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is
Oh,
B.
and-
Killer Bee.
Yeah, Killer B.
What, Killer A.
I don't know. Maybe he was the predecessor.
Yeah.
This is like the prodigy, the protege, right? Like that sweet car
Protege?
by Mazda,
Makes me think.
right?
Like,
That's a Mazda, isn't it? Zoom,
not
zoom.
as good.
Right? Totally, I agree
Yeah,
with you.
Protege, like,
The
yeah,
protege, yeah.
Not like the master,
It's not the
you know?
master, but it trained under the master.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Well, it is a Mazda.
Hey, the Mazda Speed 3 was the fastest fastest car in its class at the time.
Is that the little hatchback with the V6?
No, that's the hatchback with the turbo 2.5 liter, I think it is.
Didn't they do a little teeny hatchback one that was had a V6 in it?
They may have.
It was this crazy fast, it just had way too much power for this teeny little car.
I don't know who that was.
I can't remember. I'm not the car guy. So
Yeah, no, it was crazy fast with that Mazda Speed 3.
yeah,
It was beating the STIs and the Honda, the SI Honda, the Golf R32. All that stuff was in the same class, and it was just blew them away.
huh? So I've seen a lot of Mazdas where it's Mazda 3, Mazda 5, Mazda 6, 2. Is there just a Mazda 1? Does that
I don't
exist?
know.
Did they do an Xbox
I know they have a
One
Mazda. I know they have a
situation?
they have a Mazda 2, which is
I wondered if the Mazda 1 is a motorcycle. They seem to get smaller and smaller, right? As the numbers go down.
The Mazda 2 is like a smart car almost.
Ugh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah, it's super teeny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
saw one
still
on the
drive
road.
Those things?
Smart cars.
Dude,
tiny little
smart
ones?
cars are freaking redonkulously expensive. People, they don't make them anymore, or if they do, I don't know what deals, but they're
Yeah.
you look for them used, they want more from them than they do my car.
Why
Wow.
would you want one in the first place? It's
Right?
You get touched, you are dead.
Although I could see if you're if you live in a city and you're just
Yeah.
doing city drive, it's basically a glorified golf cart.
Well, that's what
right?
that's what it was made for. I
Yeah.
mean, it was
Just get a golf cart at that point.
it's a Mercedes
Yeah.
it's a Mercedes A class, which is the just this little itty bitty micro car. It's what it is.
Yeah.
Is that, and it was made for Europe for inner city driving.
Yes.
So
If I get one, I'm gonna put a golf bag rack on the back and just keep my golf bag on the back of it. It's gonna be sweet.
So there was it wasn't one of those, but it was when the new minis first came out again,
Yeah.
and somebody went down the road with a big wind up key. It was spinning on the
Oh.
back, and I thought that was the best thing ever. It was just this perfect,
Yeah.
just perfect little slow. It was awesome.
It'd be sweet if it stopped when the car stopped too.
I don't think it did, but
I was almost there. I was about to go another 0.25 for you, Jay.
on what?
Yeah,
On
the
life.
friendship
On
scale.
life.
Yeah.
So, Be the Beginning. We have to talk something about it. To be honest with you, I didn't retain a lot of it. I really tried to get into it. It has this main character in it that I think people confuse as B. It's people have been altered, right? Mm-hmm. And then once they get to the point of where they're like struggling to control them, or it's like the altered people are kind of getting to the end of their warranties up, basically, right? Then they like kind of release them into society. Isn't that kind of what it was?
I'm not sure exactly how that went. I didn't follow it closely enough.
Yeah, it was like they're like altered as weapons, right? Like the
Yeah.
main dude could turn his arm into this blade, and some of the fight scenes were kind of cool, but that guy was supposed to be like the cool guy of the show, and I don't care about him at all. He was like the worst part of the show.
No, the geeky girl that was the.
She totally ended up being my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did like the animation, though. I thought the animation was kind of cool.
The animation.
Sex scenes.
I have no idea.
No boobs or sex scenes. No restaurants.
Can I watch it with my dad?
You can watch
yeah.
any of them with your dad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't want to. Just watch some of them with my dad.
Yes, there's no boobs in this one.
How do you watch them if you can't watch them with your dad?
I just watch them when he's not home.
When your dad comes to the room, do you shut it off? Go away, Dad! Don't look!
No, it looks like.
Don't look!
Research.
Yeah.
Dad. Marcus made me do it.
Yeah, right?
I'm like, yeah, right.
The problem is he'd believe it.
And the thing about it is he wouldn't care.
No, he doesn't care.
He'd be like, tell me the name so I can watch it later when you're not home.
That's what he'd be like?
Yeah.
No. Oh, look, I made him go. Damn it! I made him come back.
Fail. Thumbs down. I'm writing it down. Fail.
Write down a fail. Fine. I lost my. There went my .25. It's just that's like I've lost a half point now.
So anyway, be the beginning.
Yeah.
Animation style. It's clearly done by the same people who do one with the pig. You know.
Oh, Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah, Seven Deadly Sins.
You think so?
Yep.
I guess I could see that. It's like the girl, especially because she's this goofball in it, right?
Yeah.
She has a little bit of that kind of clumsy animation to her, and I'm a big fan of that kind of clumsy sort of style, right?
But her character is supposed to be clumsy.
Yes, but I liked that about her. I found that appealing. Some of the other like police force people I thought were kind of cool and appealing. Their characters. The one guy who's like the savant detective guy, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
Like he was kind of cool. He got a little bit annoying by the end. The chick was definitely my favorite through the whole thing. I don't even remember her name.
I watched about half of them, and of the half of them that I watched, I probably only watched 2 or 3.
Oh, like actually, like paid full on attention watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of in that boat too. They were kind of a little bit background noise, but at least it was in English, I guess, so you could understand it, right?
Yeah. It's like, ooh, there's a fight scene going on. Oh, that was cool. All right, what was I doing?
Yeah, but even the fight scenes were only so-so, I thought.
Yeah.
I'm usually a huge fan of all the fight scenes.
Well, they got kind of drawn out.
Yes.
They picked up their pace. They could have been pretty awesome for the way they were, and then they just kind of drug out way longer than they ever needed to be.
Yeah, I would totally agree.
It's like they were almost using it as filler.
Yeah, that totally, because then I would get back to the banter stuff with the chick and like the task force people, and I cared way more about that.
Yep.
I almost wish it just would have been a little more of that. But overall, I don't know. I think I liked it more than Trackmania.
Really? I liked Trackmania better.
Wow, so you're going to go low on this one. I can't recommend it to anybody. This is not an anime. I would not be like, check out Be the Beginning. It's amazing. No, don't do it. You can if you want, but do that at your own risk. Don't tell people I recommended it. You'd rather have me do math for you than recommend this anime to you. I'm going to give it... I'm going to... Same thing. 5.25.
5.25?
It had moments I liked.
Yeah. Yeah. 4.75.
I actually feel like it and Trackmania are very appropriate to play and watch together because I feel like there were shining moments in both, but I feel like they focused their energy in weird directions. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, I can see where you're saying that.
Yeah.
It was.
That's my conclusion. There's my layman breakdown of those two. But do we want to pick another one or another game, or do we want to just kind of write out the month? I guess so much work to do and everything. Did anybody got an anime picked?
No, I watched. Started watching the new Netflix show, New Legends of Monkey.
Oh, I think it's is that like a slapstick comedy thing? Yeah. Like not another teen movie slapstick comedy.
Doesn't look quite that bad, but yeah.
I'd assumed it was like people making fun of all those
The
things.
only reason I liked it is even looked into it is because it's the Monkey King story, which is the basis of Goku.
Yeah.
So
I already knew that when you said it.
You guys
I know.
Ever watch
Yeah.
that? You guys ever watch that movie about the Monkey King story, where they do they do the thing from like, what was that game? The one where you did the angry guy and you punched the big dude in the sky.
Oh yeah, with the 6 arms.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know how you translated that, but I just kept saying words and
Something's Wrath, right?
Asura's
Akiba or
Wrath?
Asura's Wrath, yes.
Asura's Wrath. So that big part when the guy's like, and he like tries to, finger him, and then he has to like punch his finger. They do that in like this Monkey King movie, but it was a pretty good movie. But I just remember seeing that scene, and it was basically like shot for shot, Asura's Wrath, and I was wondering like which one came first. But that's how I got introduced to that storyline.
Yeah. I got introduced to it from some live action garbage show with some Monkey King kid, and it was like on after Red Dwarf or something, like really late a long time ago.
Oh, I haven't seen that. No.
Yeah, it's just garbage. It's almost as bad as the Dragon Ball, the beginning or whatever that movie.
Evolution?
The really crappy B one I have, right?
The
like
one
that
I liked better than Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yes. It's like this horrible Dragon Ball ripoff.
Like a animated one or a live action one?
It's live action.
Live
Nick
action.
should check it out because it's almost like trauma film quality. Like it's that bad. It's so bad.
Oh my, you're just saying words.
They do like Toxic Avenger, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mick's a fan.
Oh my god, yeah.
Throw Mick a shout out. Check out Stupid Mystic Forest and watch their stuff. Cool
Yes.
guys.
Cool.
So I don't really want to. Let's not pick one. Screw it. Let's write out the end of the month and just do our own nerdy thing. We're already a good chunk into the month. We'll pick something next month. At the end of this month for next month.
I will pick. Speaking of, so this is B, the beginning, and I think that was sort of a sign from above, because I'm actually drinking Mountain Dew Baja Blast. As you see, your mind can't perceive it. It appears that's not an illusion. It's just that it's how powerful it is. And looking down into it, I can see my death.
I thought you were going to say your soul.
Horrible death.
I guess in a way that is your soul.
I
will say it looks a little scary, similar to like Listerine.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, doesn't
That's
it?
That's exactly what it looks like.
Maybe it will purify me.
Maybe.
This is not meant for mortal consumption. I think only the gods are meant to
It's a
drink
nectar
this.
of the gods.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just
So when you have a meeting with the gods, they're like, beverage, Baja Blast.
Have you drank our nectar?
Yeah.
To hell with you. Yeah, no, but hell is worth the price.
Oh my god.
We'll see. We'll see how you feel after the show.
Yeah.
There's so much
Apparently
toxic,
gods are
sugary
British here,
grossness
too.
in you. Yeah.
Is it a root beer? I don't know. Let's find out.
I don't know if you can have an invisible root beer. That doesn't make sense. Although maybe like the clear Pepsi? There's got to be a clear root
Crystal
beer out
Pepsi?
there, right? Yeah. That cancer-ridden beverage, whatever they put in there.
You know how
the
they
video of the guy drinking it after it was like 2013.
Yeah, and then like threw up
Yeah.
like hardcore. It had gone so bad.
Yeah, but why that happened when you drank it when it was new? It's fine. Yeah.
Didn't it go out of production because
Dude, it went out of production when we were in middle school.
But didn't it go out because it was like really bad or something?
They added alcohol to it and made Zima for a little while.
Yeah.
And then they ran out of other back supply, and that's why Zima also disappeared.
No, they stopped production of it when we were in middle school. And when Dad and I went cross country in high school, we came across in the Midwest somewhere. I can't remember. I think it might have been Ohio or something. But like just some podunk town in the middle of nowhere. Been driving for hours, stopped for gas, and it's one of those ones where you had to like go a mile off the highway to get gas.
Yeah.
And pull in there, dude. The back freaking cooler section had a whole rack of Crystal Pepsi still in it.
Wow.
And this was like years after.
That's where you want to eat and drink everything.
I know.
You probably should trust their gasoline too, right?
I just
might have better like pour that Crystal Pepsi in your tank.
Yeah.
I picked this up from the Gulf War a few years back. straight from the ground. Yeah,
Awesome.
That sounds like a great place to stay. Did they have like a banjo, or they go like ding 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 ding
On the front porch, drinking Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah. That's my favorite part of Deliverance. Is the whole time they're really trying to promote Crystal Pepsi. That's why it went out of business. Is because it was in Deliverance. Yeah.
I would assume if the
Wow.
Okay, so if the podunk redneck is on his porch in the rocking chair, right? Playing his banjo, and he's selling Crystal Pepsi. Like, that's how he tells who he shoots on the way out, right? Any whatever city folk that buys Crystal Pepsi gets shot on the way out. I think that's how rednecks justify it.
Yeah, probably.
You didn't pick up Bud Light.
Yeah.
Bud Light or Red Bull, that's the only thing we drink around here.
Or Mountain Dew. Cause
Mountain Dew?
What the whole premise behind it is it's a redneck on the... Don't you remember the old original Mountain Dew label? It's got,
yes,
got the
yes.
guy drinking from the jug and...
Yes, I know that one because it's the retro label. They still do it now.
Oh, do they?
On cans. And you have to be careful because it looks a lot like Diet Dew.
Oh, does
And
it?
it's a whole different experience if you pick Diet Dew.
I don't like either, so...
Mountain Dew sucks.
I like Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew Baja Blast is like, I don't know what happened.
I think, did your hair just go into a ponytail from drinking Baja Blast?
It did, actually.
It did.
Wait, how do
Wow.
I can't get the perspective.
His new name is now
There you
Brody. And
Yeah.
I thought it was Fabian.
Fabian, that works, yeah.
I am now a messenger. I have no name. I'm now a messenger of a god.
Wow.
Death is coming for us all.
Well, can I bring it back to Asura's Wrath? Because I think that's a Capcom game. If I remember correctly, it has
Probably is.
it has Ryu in it in like a downloadable level.
yeah.
You can fight Ryu, right?
and
On the
I-
moon, I think.
Can you
And
fight
who?
Bayonetta as well?
Oh, I don't know.
No.
In Asura and Ryu fight each other on the
Oh,
moon
okay.
in Asura's Wrath. It's like a DLC level. But my whole point of that was that I've been playing a little bit of a Capcom game that I want to give a shout out to.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah,
people
yeah.
should play.
Developed by Capcom, published by Capcom, developed by CyberConnect 2.
So do you think... So the game I've been playing is Monster Hunter, right? And I'm not far enough into Monster Hunter yet where I can like go out and get the Capcom nerd gear, right? The total hook baiters, right? Where you can make your guy look like Ryu or Mega Man or
Well, so
whatever.
the events have to be in too for that.
Yeah, they have to be around. I guess they
Yeah.
come back around, though, if you miss it, right?
One-
Is what I've heard.
Next time I play with you, yeah.
Ken gets
And
no respect.
There's a Horizon Zero Dawn event. You can look like Aloy, have her bow, and your Palico can be a watcher. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, maybe there will be an Asura one.
Yeah.
You think?
They have Mega Man, Dante. Yeah, I mean, hopefully, yeah.
It'd be cool. I like that in Monster Hunter they have that. Like,
Yeah,
they
that's
totally have
really
these
cool.
nods to just, like, if you want to be the Capcom nerd and relive the glory days while playing this new Capcom
Ryu
game,
is
you totally
so
can.
weird looking. He's just like this giant
Gorilla dude.
thing.
Yeah.
He looks so out of place, but it's so awesome playing as him. But that's
Can
part
you
of the
do
charm.
your Hadouken?
It's like you have to buy it. It's like an emote.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
but
Yeah.
does it hurt people?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't know.
What? Can your Palico
I
do anything
should've
with it
looked
or
up.
something?
No. The only other thing is that you can get your handler to be Chun-Li.
Okay. I'd rather look at her.
Let's see. Oh god, the handler's so gross.
She is annoying.
Yeah, and she's just the worst. She's like, people always complain about that little fairy from Legend of Zelda, but the handler from Monster Hunter is just it's the worst thing I've ever seen.
She's extra the worst when you go out and you hunt a monster and the monster kicks your butt and you're like super frustrated and then you get back and she's like ultra bubbly and excited to send you right back out there again. I wish I could hunt her.
She's like, good luck. I will kill you.
Yeah,
I
right?
killed an elder dragon. I will murder you.
Yeah. You know who you're talking to?
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet though. You can go out and hunt all these different creatures, right? And you can like lop off their tail and get parts from their tail. Very much a loot game. And then combine all your loot to make new gear. Your guy himself doesn't necessarily level up. He like levels up in his hunting skill, so now you can
find stuff easier.
yeah, and you can hunt bigger creatures. But
Well, so
it's not
it's-
like his like
you
hit
don't-
point rating goes up.
So you don't level up, your gear levels up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is cool because at any point, if you're like, I'm tired of playing with a bow and arrow, but I've been playing this game for 100 hours, easily switch to any other weapon.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so
you're not stuck as a certain class.
But it doesn't make each weapon not feel distinct and important because they're all extremely unique, and there are very good dynamics you can have when everyone has different weapons, and some of them work together really well.
Yeah. And I got it on sale for like $42, I think. And because Adam, Jack's dad, kept hounding me to play this game with him. By the way, now that I have the game, that hasn't stopped. He's still hounding me to play the game, especially now that I have
He
it.
plays it all the time.
Constantly!
Yeah, it's so funny.
Like, he will, every day of the week, I get this message from him that, because my thing is, every time on the loading screen, it always gives you 7 new tips. So every time the loading screen comes up, I'm like, yes, tips, 7 of them, awesome! And so he just finds that hilarious. So every time I get a message that he's playing, it's always, tips? Can I give you some tips? How about 7 of them? And I just keep getting them popping up all GTA Tuesday. 7 tips? How about tips? Can I give you some tips? Sorry, Adam. Play GTA on Tuesday with us.
When I went into your party, I was so sick and out of it that I was like, wait, is this Marcus's party? I was really confused for a while.
Yeah,
It's
it sounded
Ultra's
that way.
party, by the way.
What'd you say?
It's Ultra's party, by the way.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, I mean,
There's a big difference.
I'm trying to see if you can actually do damage with the Hadouken. I don't think you can. I think it's just an emote. But did you know that if you drink, you can either do it at the Gathering Hub or any of the canteens. You can get up and you'll be really drunk and you'll fall over.
Really?
Yeah, and you can arm wrestle people.
Yeah, we arm wrestled. Arm wrestled your dad. I kicked his butt. He told me the wrong buttons. He was like, yeah, you just do this. And we started playing and my guy's just like, I was like, you do not. And I just started mashing. I did my secret move where you where you put your thumb inside your sleeve so you can just slide it over the button real quick. Kicked his butt, dude.
I didn't know about that. There's one of my friends is a game god, and I'm really struggling with him. I've done it a few times.
If you're wearing a short sleeve, you can use the bottom of your shirt and put your thumb in that and do the quick slide on the,
Slide it over.
because then you don't get any friction and
I've
it's
done
just
a
on and off the button.
flex, where you just like rigorously flex your arm as hard as you can so that you're having like a muscle spasm, but it really hurts after a while.
Yeah,
It
try
hurts
the shirt slide.
Yeah.
Try that out. It's
It might
the
be
reason
helpful.
why I got the shirt slide down was because of the original Metal Gear Solid when you had to survive the torture.
Oh,
Right? That was
yeah.
when I learned the shirt slide. Because I kept fumbling through it. And I was like, if there wasn't the friction, wait a minute. Little pro tip. People out there. Shirt slide.
Tips.
Yeah, tips. That's just one.
That's just one.
Six more to go.
Well, we're 42 minutes into this, so you better get them going.
Yeah, right? What else about Monster Hunter? I love the online. It's very, would you say it's similar to Borderlands?
Probably better.
But kind of the
was-
same idea.
Yeah. Where you can just go in. I mean, it's a little hard. You can't just kind of pop into someone's game, right? You have. It's like a weird thing. You can go like mission by mission, or you can do expeditions, right? But beware on expeditions, because if you're like, I'm gonna go on an expedition and I'm gonna fight like one of the biggest monsters in the game, because I don't want to fight him in a mission for some other reason that you can replay on. In expeditions, monsters will leave after a while.
Yeah,
So
I had
if you
that
don't
happen.
kill something fast enough, they'll leave. So I was fighting the Anjanath when I was relatively low level, soloing it, and I had it limping, and it was almost dead, and it just left. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I hate that when they're like, I can barely leave, but it crosses the, like, can't fight me zone. It goes out of bounds, and it's just gone.
Or no, like, it'll literally it'll start running away, and you can't
Yeah.
damage it, and it's gone. But it's, like, you can hop into someone's game, and it's
And it's
really
for
fun.
people, like Borderlands. That's kind of what I
Yeah,
meant. It's
ridiculous.
super
So
loot-based.
there's a raid in it. One of the one of the new monsters they added is like 4 4-person teams. Like it's huge, and you really like it. And the goal isn't to kill it; it's to like mess up its horns because like weapons will fall out. It's really it is actually a lot like Borderlands.
Yeah, I kept thinking it's like, at least the online content. Well, it's all about loot, right?
Yeah.
But that's, from what I've played this month, other than Trackmania, because I didn't play a lot of it, I totally recommend it.
Yeah.
You also played a ton of God of War.
I did, and God of War is
So
amazing.
did I. Have you beaten it yet?
No. Did you beat it?
I slammed.
Don't
through it.
ruin this for me.
Literally, oh my god! I can't.
Don't
yeah.
ruin it for me. Your
I
dad
cut-
said that you almost cried at part of the game.
Dude, that one night when we were playing together, and I kept freaking out.
Yeah.
You probably know.
I heard you through your dad's mic. Is
Yeah.
are you like downstairs and he's upstairs?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I was like- Are we talking about it now?
Yeah. Why not? We transitioned.
It's probably one of the best games I've ever played. It's so awesome. I played through. Okay, so leading up, this is my time. Okay.
Oh my god.
So leading up, I
Wow.
was like,
Right?
I told myself.
No wonder the hat doesn't fit.
Yeah, that I was going to play through all the old God of War games before I got to the new one, and I did that about like 2 months ago, or like 2 months before the game came out. So yeah, about like 2 months ago, and I imagined it wouldn't take that long, I imagined, I'm gonna like all of them, and I really didn't like Ascension, which was like kind of like my childhood was breaking a little bit. But
Oh, that's total bull crap right there.
No,
First time I met you.
Exactly.
First time I met you, you were so engrossed in that game. It was like, dude, this game's
true.
so awesome.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
You
And
did
like,
rave about it, Jack.
Yeah.
No, I did, but the thing is I hadn't played it in like 2 years.
So once again, trust Jack's recommendations on games.
Yeah.
Play
What?
Trackmania and Ascension. They're both
Okay.
the best racing game and best God of War.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I grew up a lot, and I realized, I get it now. Like it just feels synthetic, right?
This has grown up.
Yeah,
A lot. Not a little bit
This
either.
is it.
A
I've
lot.
and I realized every single
Wow.
one of them has like these little flaws that at the beginning you're like, oh, that's whatever. And by the end of God of War 3, I'm like, okay, I love God of War 3, but I swear to God, if the new God of War does this, I'm going to blow my brains out. It's every time there's a puzzle, it'll stop, slowly zoom in to where you're supposed to go, and zoom into all the little things that you need to solve the puzzle, and then zoom back to you. And then you're going to activate the first piece of that puzzle. You're going to pull a lever, and it's going to slowly zoom back and show, oh, look at how it changed. Maybe you need to go here next. And it just spoils how to do the puzzle every time. And I have never been more annoyed at something. And I beat God of War, and it did not do that a single time. None of the mistakes that the old ones had.
Is it, yeah, I agree too. I think the best way I can describe it, which sounds weird, is I think this new God of War, which is weird that it's just called God of War. They did the Xbox thing too.
Yeah.
But
God of War 1.
it's the first time I've played a game that's this far like into the series, right? Because what is it, number 7, 8? If you count PSP games, it's like 8 or 9, right? It's like crazy.
There's 2 PSP games, Ascension, then the main 3, 6, 7.
So 7. But it's the first time I played a game that's that far in the series that truly makes the games before it feel like prequels.
Yeah.
Like it's really expanded on those. It's
They're
different.
inferior, right?
They are, right? Although for when it came out, that first God of War is phenomenal. It's so The Last of Us for PS2. It just is.
in a lot of ways, yeah.
But this
the
one
main trilogy is
changes.
awesome.
This one changes so many things, but at the same time makes you feel so at home being in Kratos' shoes. But everything is so different than what it was in the other ones, and it's really, really refreshing. But at the same time, it's just like this old, worn out coat that you put on that still feels really good, right? And it's awesome. They traded in chains for the axe.
Oh my god, the axe is so awesome.
Dude, you can throw the axe and then call it back. Totally Thor. It's completely an Infinity War ripoff, right? Of that type of thing, or they ripped it off, whatever. But
This axe is cooler.
I love when I throw it and then I get to like the next stage in a level and I forgot to call it back to me and I go to like fight and my guy just swings his hand and I'm like, oh crap, the axe. So you call it and you just like hold your hand out and you hear it like and like ding, clink, 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 ding, 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 and all of a sudden it goes slam in your hand and comes back and you just start kicking
And I
ass,
think
dude. It's
it
so
actually
cool.
registers how far away it is, because depending on how far you are, it'll take a while
Yeah.
to get back, but you're waiting, you're like,
Oh yeah, he just kind of stands there and wait. It's so cool. Every time I get that, totally that little schoolgirl chuckle. I do it every time. And I love that you can call the axe back and attack guys on the return. So you can throw it to them. If you hit them in the shins,
very strategic.
not all the guys, if they're really heavy, it won't do it. But you can throw it at their shins and kick their body out so they'll fall and they'll land behind them. And then you can punch some dudes. And as soon as that guy gets up, you can call it back and just take him out again.
Nice.
It's
The thing about
awesome.
punching is that it's a totally viable. Like, you don't need the axe at all. You can
No.
literally beat the crap out of guys with your fists. I mean, there are a couple enemies that like need the axe, like there's like these big giant rock dudes. But like every enemy,
So, do they explain the axe, like how he acquires it and
Yes.
stuff?
Yeah.
and it doesn't do it through like there are like no real like flashback story cutscenes. It starts off and you have no context for what's happening. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's you don't know anything. You're like, why is he here? What?
Well, and that's because, did you notice the camera never leaves?
Yeah.
The camera is a constant camera that, like, when it goes into a cutscene, it'll, like, swoop off of his shoulder and, like, follow whatever around. But then it always swoops back over to his shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, it never cuts away once throughout the whole game. That's pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, unless you die, I guess, and you load in. But that's the only time, right? You're right there again.
And even the very beginning of the game starts, and it goes right into you playing it.
Yes.
Kind of like how Horizon, there's like that opening cutscene and it ends with the menu.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
story's told through a lot of dialogue. They'll just be like, rowing your little boat around. And
I love that, though. I love that you get the stories in the boat, and then once you get out, Kratos is such a dick, and he's like, stories are for in the boat, not during battle time, whatever. Yeah. He's such a dick to his kid. But he's so Kratos, right? Like, they didn't miss that. Yeah. He feels so Kratos. He shouldn't be a dad. But actually, in the game, he's actually not that bad of a dad. He wants his kid to just nut up, right?
And he starts to kind of grow up in a way, or he starts to become better.
Yeah, his kid grows up and he grows up. That was one of my biggest concerns when I went into it, was that his kid, that it was going to be this full, like, escort your kid around, protect him the whole time type of game, and it's not that way at all.
Oh my God,
if I had
awesome
to,
in battle.
Oh, he's so worth it. If I had to compare him to anything, I would almost compare him to, like, D-Dog in Metal Gear. Like, completely relevant and almost a cheater move in the game, right? Like, you can completely use him to kind of cheat. But, like, when you're doing the puzzles and you're going around, if you've been looking for a while, the kid will totally be like, hey, what's that there? And if you don't, like, turn and stop and look and see what he's gesturing for, you might miss it. But if you look quick enough, you'll see one of the key pieces to the puzzle right there. Like, he'll notice you struggling and help you out. It's done so well. It has such an awesome balance to it. Yeah. So I totally recommend it. I don't want to spoil it either. I don't want to ruin it because it's such a sweet experience.
But yeah, the story, like, as you're going through it is, and it's not. I think people might be like, "Oh, cool, God killing fest." It's not at all. But
you're
good.
You're going through the Asir gods, though, right?
Yes. Yeah, it does change to that.
You don't see many of them, and that's really, really, like, thinking about it, like, that's really cool because the whole game is like. There's the plot of you and your son going on this adventure, and then there's this kind of tension of, like, hearing, like, oh, there's this guy. He exists. It'd be scary to ever, like, see him, right?
Yeah.
Or, like, there are certain gods you hear about you never see, and it's really freaky because you know in the next game, like, you're going to have to, maybe if not fight them, but just interacting
yes, you're
with
in
gods.
Diviner.
It's creepy. Yeah.
And they totally mention all that stuff in
Did
there.
you go to Niflheim?
Yeah, I think that's one of the places you can go because you can go to like the different. Yeah. No, you can go to the different kingdoms of the Norse gods. Right? Yeah.
Is that the dwarf realm?
No, it's the frost giants.
You go to like 5 of them. There are some you're locked out of.
Okay.
Really? By the end of the game, you can't even get to them, huh?
No.
Interesting. Does that mean DLC?
No.
I hope not.
Yeah.
It's such a solid game. I really can't recommend it enough.
You're locked out of like Asgard, obviously, because if you went there, there would be no excuse for not making it a god-killing fest.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna go to Asgard
and reason. Do what? Yeah. Slaughter everyone. Yeah.
No, you go.
I don't want to spoil anything either because I don't want to take away from anything that I've been blown away by experiencing God of War again for the first time. That's really what this game does, and it does it so well. It has everything that you would want God of War to have, but with this new twist that isn't gimmicky, right? Like so many games when they come out with a sequel, they're like, we have to add this. We want it to feel like the other one, but not feel like total DLC content. So we'll add this gimmicky element of something to make it a little different, or like whatever, right? This one does not do that at all. It just like rewrites it, but with the exact same like intent and conviction of the other game, of the original.
In your travels through the world tree,
yeah,
I'm assuming that's what you're doing.
Basically, well, it's basically like a big open map that you can just kind of explore.
Yeah,
so
but
you start in Midgard.
Okay, so you do start in Midgard. Do you battle Jormungand, the Midgard serpent?
I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything.
Do you battle the Midgard serpent?
Is that the world serpent?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in the game. Let's just say he's in the game.
Man,
You find him in the game.
Here's the thing.
He's awesome. He's like in the background, and the scale of this game is sick. Like you'll be battling these other dudes, and you'll just see this massive serpent head that just kind of like swings over and like kind of drools a little bit and does a big growl or whatever, and his eyes will even shift and watch you, and then he'll just kind of like swing back, and like the scale is so cool.
I mean, if you could recreate the Thor battle with the serpent, where he lifts the serpent from the waters, that'd be so awesome.
I think you would like the game. I really think you would. I think everybody should, if you like God of War at all.
Okay, I like God of War.
If you like Norse mythology,
and I love the Norse mythology.
It's so good. There's a point in the game when I freaked out, not because of like the story moment, but because like, oh my god, I totally forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Or like because I read a book about Norse mythology in the summer, and like so much of it is carried over. Some of it is changed, and you're going to be very surprised at the things that are I'm just I can't say anything. You need to play it. You know,
I totally recommend it. I do not regret spending $60 on this game
I don't regret spending
all.
$150.
Did you get a sweet statue?
Oh my god! And even
Where
the
is
God
the
of War
statue?
extension-
Why didn't he bring the statue?
I know.
He used to be good at that. Remember when he used to care?
I
Remember
know.
that?
I did. now he's got a sweet brony tail.
Right? Yeah. He's got
statue's
bigger
like-
priorities now.
It's a really good statue. But I went to school today, so I'm really freaked out of. Yeah, I'll bring it one. I'll bring it one day.
Future cast.
I chose to go
Future
to school
cast.
today.
Yeah,
And
right.
it came with a map that has like all the Norse runes in the game you can translate. So I'm learning how to like translate runes.
Nice.
Yeah, like it's
I know.
everything on your son's arm you can translate.
Huh.
Sweet.
And like
His son is like the brainy guy, and Kratos
he
is
knows
totally
how to
the
read.
idiot, right?
Kratos is
Like
like, what did
just
that
the
say?
illiterate. Kill?
Boy.
Did you say kill? Yeah, he calls it. He's such a dick of a dad, but it's so awesome because you would expect that from Kratos.
Boy.
So I have to ask you, Jay, did we at least pique your interest 0.25 more in
Oh, yeah.
God of War?
Totally.
I really recommend it for you. I think you would really enjoy it. You're
I've
the
act-
melee king, right? Like you
Yeah.
love melee
Oh,
combat.
yeah.
This is all about
You
it.
can put that. I love walking up to guys and just being like, the axe is going away now, and just.
I would do that.
And
I
when
would
you
do
punch them down, you get a different effect where
Yeah.
you stagger them and wear them down from
it's
the
like
beating.
the circle kills, but cooler.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you get like a brutal kill out of it. It's really
yeah, it's
good.
like, that's one of the things I'd love to do. It's just like when we get like one of those long corridors,
yeah.
you know, where, with the weaker enemies, just like totally like pop, rip them apart.
Yes. And you get some of that in it for
I
sure.
totally love doing that. It's just and you just single each one out. It's like you.
I think you would really like this game.
Yeah.
It's very tactical. It's very like in God of War. It's like I can hit like 20 guys at once. And this one, it's like I can hit like oh my god, can I hit like 3 dudes? Like, no, and you hit 3 dudes. Like,
Yeah.
But then when you feel like a real badass, someone's gonna come up behind you like everything's powerful. And all the monsters are some of them are.
It's
really
tough.
cool.
I would say this is maybe I'm only playing it on like
It's a lot-
normal.
it's
I didn't put it on
like
hard.
Oh, hard mode is like I died like 20 times.
I think it's the toughest God of War game I've played. Yeah. Hands down.
But it's the most fair because every God of War. Another thing is they all have the BS section at the end of the game. Every single one has this gauntlet that is so mind-bogglingly unfair. Like the enemies that'll just like there are 2 of them. One will do an attack that you can't block. Another will do an attack that you can't dodge. Which one do you get hit by? Right?
Yeah.
In this one, they have a section at the end of the game that's like, this is the hard section, but the checkpoints were balanced, the enemies were balanced, and I'm like, this feels fun and fair. I can't wait to go through this.
I had some almost rage quit moments already, and I'm only playing it on medium.
Are you
Yeah,
on...
but the way you're playing sounds
Alfheim.
completely different.
Oh, yeah. Well, because I will... because the way it works is you kind of like open the next section to like explore the world again, and I go through and do that when I think what I should probably do is like pursue the story a little bit.
Are you...
Like the guys I'm fighting are all that purple, like one hit will kill you.
Oh, no.
Right?
Dude,
So I've
go with those now, yeah.
yeah, well I fight them right away so I can get my guy jacked
Well,
up for
thing
the next
is,
stage, right?
They're
But-
always purple. They're never going to be...
They will always have the one hit kill attack.
But you get more attacks, so it makes it like a little more fair
Yeah.
in the end. Like now I can be like, all right, use my like 20 different attacks, and there are some ridiculous ones out there.
This is the closest I've been to like throwing my controller. Fighting when you have to fight two of those purple dudes with the one hit move, and you like roll out of the way of one, but the other guy's behind you, and he's like red attacking you, and you just I already wasted my dodge, right?
And, see,
and he kills me.
That's like one of the things that I'm not liking about Mad Max is especially when you get close to a wall, the camera functions get funky. So the whole thing, the way that works is you have to be able to see the other guy to know when to dodge or when to counter. But the camera's all of a sudden got to where you can't even do that.
Yeah, this does have like is it hit down or up on the D-pad? You can do a quick turn.
Okay, but I know what you're talking about in Mad Max. God of War does not have that because you have this little like circle at the bottom of you, and if there's a guy near you, there'll be a white arrow. If there's a guy that is going to hit you, there will be a red arrow. So you always know when someone's behind you.
Okay.
And even if you turn it on immersive mode where there's no HUD, your Atreus will yell, "Hey, there's a guy behind you. He's gonna attack."
Yeah.
Right, and it'll give you enough time to dodge. It's so fair.
Yeah, the kid is really cool in the game. They did a really, really good job with that.
At first, I was like, he kind of sucked. Like I was kind of like Curtis. I'm like, yeah, he's a little bastard. And then he's like, I'm like, oh my god, wait, he can do all.
He says such crass things to his son. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I did better that time, right? And he'll go, "You'll do better next time." Right? Like he never is like, "Way to go, son." He never once says that.
He's like, where am I supposed to find the deer? In the direction of deer. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, he's just so cold. It's awesome.
In the direction of deer. Huh?
Yeah.
That is one of the best ice blown.
Right.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll let me beat it, and then maybe we'll try to throw
And I would love
some
to
sort of
talk-
a score kind of on it.
We should do like a Norse mythology one where we just talk about all the weird stuff because there's some things that I just didn't get. And I'm like, what is that?
Maybe that'll be the next one, right? God of War 2. They're gonna start over again.
No, well, they're.
It'll be God of War Ragnarok.
It ended. And it's like if they don't do another one, I'm.
You know they will. This is number 7.
Yeah.
And they've done so well with number 7.
I'm really happy that it was this successful.
I'm really, really pleased with it too, because I was really kind of afraid. My biggest concern, if I had to sum it up, was that it would be Uncharted 4. That's really what I thought it was going to be. Such a rehash of everything that we've
I know
seen.
that's what you kept saying. You kept going on and on and on about stuff like that.
I was so afraid.
You were bashing that game hard before it came out.
I mean, it looked very Last of Us-y, but it's not, right?
I would almost say it reminds me of. Do you remember the game Legacy of Kain?
Oh,
it kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Loved that game.
Yeah, I really like that game too.
Never played those ones. I've heard good things.
The way it has like the world and like the doors you can travel and like things that start to expand into. It's like an open world, but it still has its stages, right? It's done that way.
But like, or the way Strider's like, ooh, now you have the purple sword. You can go here. Or like
that's Metroid.
Items. Oh yeah.
That would go back to Metroid. Yeah.
But I mean,
a little bit
that isn't like required. Like a lot of it's like the little side. Oh, there's so many side things to do.
Yeah, it's super good. Get it. Yeah. Let's not ruin it. All right. Well, let's wrap up our beers.
Do you want to slap a score on God of War?
Nope, I don't want to do it yet because I haven't beat it.
No.
Sorry, I'm not as cool as you, Jack. My hat still fits. You haven't noticed? What do you think, Jay?
I liked it. I really did. It actually grew on me.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of that alcohol flavor that kind of starts to come through.
A little bit, 7.5%. Kind of not surprised.
And it is definitely not as cold as it was.
Yes. But no, the more we drink it, I really like this one. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good because it's like, it is kind of rich. Like it has this like richness to it without being abrasively sweet.
Yes.
Which I like.
And that's the biggest thing I like about it.
Yeah.
Tartans up a little bit. The hop flavors come out a little more. It still has that nice, harsh, bitter bite at the end, but I kind of enjoy that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely an acquired taste, though. I mean,
yes, for sure.
But no, I generally liked it. It was pretty good. I think it's beer fridge worthy.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I've actually seen this in the store, and I was a little leery of getting it because I've been burnt out after that 30 case of it. And
I can see drinking this every day doing that.
Yeah. But I think like a GTA Tuesday, right? This would be perfect for something like that. I actually really enjoy it.
It doesn't meet Walter standards, but...
Yeah, right, because it's not 10%.
And there's not 5 of them there, but...
Yeah. Because he's a beast.
Yes.
I think if I had to score it, I think it's going to be my highest score of the day. And I'm going to give this a... Yeah, right. I'm going to give it a... Man.
I already got mine down, so...
Yeah.
I think I'm going to give it a 7.75. It's almost great for me.
I have to do 7.25.
Wow. Again. I win.
Me,
What do you think, Jack? Yeah. Award your Listerine. What do you give it? He's even got
I'm
like
gonna start with the Blue
the
Sky.
etched Nerdbuzz glass there.
Blue Sky was
Oh, he
pretty
does.
good. Or actually, no, sorry.
Oh,
it's
shit, I
really,
forgot
really
the
good.
whole... It's all boxed up, ready to come up here. I just need to...
Way to go. We'll talk about that after the show.
Obviously.
No, but the Blue Sky was actually
Well,
really
you just
good.
reminded me
The
when it said
more I
extra
drank
glass.
it, I couldn't help from just chugging it down. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, that's actually really good. I wanted more. So I'd give that a solid 8. Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
I'm expecting unicorn.
It
out of
better
this,
be.
right?
It better be.
He's gonna go in there and
I
piss
can
rainbows
see
after this
into
cast.
a different dimension now. I see only pain. But I would give it. So f of x is equal to in parentheses it's e to the 0 quantity what
To all the nerds? Or, no.
Yeah, right.
so, but I would do the derivative of that because that would only equal 1.
I'm thinking.
E10 wait no, oh my gosh.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
totally.
I think it's time.
It's time.
10 e to the 9th
And
times
to all the nerds,
Through all the
bring him
fuzz.
back for it. Come on, he's back.
Let's
Get nerd buzz. Like, share, subscribe.
Talking about nerd culture, you're on Nerdbuzzed. Marcus and Jeremiah, you're on Nerdbuzzed.
Just the explosion, right? Did you hear that?